Um, this is something. These are one of those days you take for the rest of your life. You know, it's the special moments, and yeah, just extremely special moments where you feel lucky. You know, you really feel lucky. We've been here since Monday. Shannon Bowes has showed us a great time. Homer set up a bunch of things. Our whole family's been around town, and it's one of those things where people will come up with pictures from the Wives Carnival. They come up with some, doing a picture at a restaurant when we were all didn't have gray hair, and when someone's a little younger, whatever the case may be. And it's just a great chuckle, remembering some times and some different games, and we've had a great week, and yeah, looking forward to the rest of the evening.
What's that going to be like when you look up and you see the names that you're...
Are you kidding? I mean, look at the names that are up there already. I woke up this morning with a text from Mark Howell. They couldn't start it any better. It was great. And you've got Bob up there, and Bernie, who's always got a great spirit, and Barry Ashby, and Billy Barber. It just goes on and on. It's a real thrill. It's a truly special one.
Eric, you could skate today, I think, with your son.
Oh, yeah, we went out and went for a little, 15, 20 minutes after the Leafs got off the ice, and you just never know when you're ever going to have another chance to do something like that with your kid. And Carl's at an age now where he's starting to grasp hockey and understand kind of what's going on. But a great time. And he came home, and he normally doesn't nap, and he slept the entire afternoon with his Flyer jersey on and just was ready out, right? So that's the coolest part, really. I mean, he's fired up, and to be out there with all the work that everyone's done around here to celebrate tonight.
How special was that to skate with him on this ice?
Yeah, extremely. You'll never have a chance like that ever again. It was that one's pure. Yeah.
Eric, you've got a lot of teammates here, and a lot of them are here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Can you share a story or two about what they've meant to you, and are there a few that you've kept in contact with over the years?
Obviously, you start with guys like with John. I mean, I see John quite frequently. Rennie's flown in. He'll be here. We're playing together tomorrow night in Hershey. I've gotten to see Roddy Brindamore over the last little bit when he's he's with Carolina, and he's had some events, and you get to catch up. Eric Desjardins every once in a while. Ron is always around here, keeping an eye on things. You get a chance to do it, and you don't really have unless you have really good players to play with. You're not lucky enough to be in a situation like this, unless you have formidable people to play with. It really they push you, they make you better. Roddy Brindamore is one of the hardest working people any hockey player's ever come across. Everyone had a different characteristic, and I'm just lucky to be part of it. Yeah, lucky to be part of it. Lucky to play with the people.
What do you miss most?
What I miss most? I don't know. I got into the dressing room a little bit today before pregame skate, and talked with Wayne and Voracek, and we just chatting, and everything's hockey based, right? And it's been a while since you have a chance to do that. You go and you play your Tuesday night and Thursday morning games, and it's just not as pure as talking with the guys that are going. It's a completely different ball game now than in the past, and those guys they're just machines. They're built for speed. They're built for the hands, and the skill level of today's players is far greater than even 5 years ago. I mean, it changes all the time, so it's fun to watch. Looking forward to tonight.
Or could you imagine being in this kind of situation with the jersey going up when you did part ways with the Flyers?
No, you? It was, what happened, it was no doubt difficult and frustrating. I started to talk to Homer in August of 11. I think that outdoor game was in 12. Is that correct? Yeah. So August of 11, and we got to talking, and things started to build up, and you know, luck started to fall into place, and yeah, you know, Paul's a special guy, and good. We're here we are.
Have you had a chance to talk to Bob Clark during the last couple of days here?
I haven't seen Bob yet, but no, I look forward to talking to Bob. Saw him, we were down in LA together, I guess this is the last time I saw him for the top 100. And Bernie was there as well. Well, I'm sure we'll hear Bernie around here. He'll be coming in, and he's always got a great sense about him, so yeah, it should be fun.
I just walked in with Bob Clark, so
Oh, good.
he is here tonight.
Great, that's great.
Does it mean a lot, the fact that he's here?
Hey, listen, Bob Clark, he knows talent. He does. And the trade that he made to acquire Johnny Joberdion and Eric Desjardins in '94 was, you know, that was the biggest trade that we could have hoped for, the best outcome we could have hoped for our hockey club in '94. That was that. It for some reason, all the pieces fit together, and he knew what he was doing, and it worked. And that was a big reason why we went from being, you know, slowly making it up to actually, I think we went to the semifinals that year, you know, and not afraid to go out and to grab guys like Craig McTavish. You know, he made some big moves. Yeah.
How soon did you know, like, when that was put together, practice and everything else, when did you know?
Yeah, you got to feel in practice. You know, I knew Rennie. I knew his intensity and what he liked to do and how he liked to do it. And then to fit Johnny in with that, things just started to come, and practice. We were just having fun, and it just kind of overflowed into games, and games became you know, quarters and then seasons, and you know, here we are. So it's I owe a lot to them. We had a lot of fun in practice.
How special was it that Bob Clark, with whom there was some difficulty at one point, was one of your biggest advocates for the Hall of
Oh, it's a great to hear, you know, for Bob to say what he did for the Hockey Hall of Fame was special. You know, that's nice to hear. It's great to hear. Yeah, we disagreed on some things, no doubt, right? But when it came down to hockey and if winning is it, you know, I can't question Bob and his desire to do what he could to in pretty much all cases to win. Yeah.
Ed Snyder was the guy that helped engineer the trade that brought you here. He was also a guy who used to call young players on the phone, give advice, pep them up, and so forth. Your number's going to go up tonight next to his. How special is that? How much did Snyder impact on your life?
He was a big part of it. Yeah, he was here. You know, Jay, when I was traded, Jay was president, and then shortly thereafter, I think about a year or a year and a half, there was a change. Jay went towards the security side of things, and Ed was around a lot more, and he was always in the dressing room. He knew everyone's name. Yeah, he was present.
Eric, you mentioned today's game. I know it's pure speculation, but in an age today when headshots are more punished than celebrated, how do you feel you would have fared in this kind of climate?
I think it's wrong to speculate. I mean, when you play with the rules that you're given, and yeah, things were a lot different back then. I'm just glad that things have progressed. I'm glad that that awareness is really truly picked up. I'm you know, the league has done a great job in many areas of this. I just wish there was more research that we could rely upon for change, to have a foundation of basic research that we could draw from, and people working together collectively to come up with some solutions. These will occur. It's inevitable. But I think overall that the league has done well. I just really would hope that they would involve themselves on the research side of things.
Where are things with that, in your opinion? Are we getting closer to having concussions diagnosed quicker and treated differently?
No, we're nowhere near where we need to be. No, we're nowhere near where we need to be, and a lot of it stems from the research dollars. You know, it's a tough one. It's a tough one to go about. I'm not so sure that research is occurring and you're getting the most out of it. Are we sharing our results on time? Are we sharing them fully? Are we expressing some situations where our outcomes were poor? Well, let's share those just the same as any win, so that people don't have to duplicate or go through that again. Funds are hard to come by, so let's, if we could work together, that'd be a big step. But it's never really happened in the research world, and it's going to take some time to hopefully change that culture too. Yeah.
One more, guys, unless anybody has anything else pressing. You all good?
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.